Hello and welcome back to Introduction to Digital Political Campaigning. This is week 3 and we're going to be discussing this week social media and the overall impact it's had on political campaigns as well as specifically on the digital portion of political campaigning. Before we get into or discuss ways that social media has impacted political campaigning, I want to start by saying that when you think social media, you need to think visual storytelling. Social media lends itself to visuals, so always be thinking visual storytelling. And here's why that's important. We are hardwired to remember stories. If things are presented to us in a story form, we're more apt to remember the details and the reason for the story, the details and the message that is trying to get across. But we're hardwired for stories. We're even more hardwired for visuals as part of the narrative. Truly, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So if there's a story involved, make sure that there's visuals involved, hence visual storytelling. Here's a mental exercise I want you to do. If I were to hold up the word dog, print the word dog, hold it up to a group, a group would have all kinds of different feelings and perceptions and thoughts about the word dog. But if I held up a picture of a collie, a dog, a collie, the group would have a much more focused and a better understanding of the groupthink and the perception of what the message is and what the storyteller is trying to get across. So, like I said, before we get into the ways social media has affected political campaigning, I want to just say that as part of social media, always think visual storytelling, because there's a battle to engage voters and connect with your audience, and you're going to win that with compelling narratives and stories, but in addition to the narrative and stories, with the visuals. So that said, let's get into the impact of social media on political campaigns. The use of social media, as I mentioned, has dramatically changed the way campaigns are run and how Americans interact with their elected officials and with campaigns. It has made campaigns and officials, candidates, much more accountable, but also more accessible to voters. It really is a game changer, this whole vehicle of social media vis-a-vis political campaigns. The ability to publish content and broadcast it to millions of people immediately, instantaneously, is a whole new wrinkle. It's a whole new ball game, and you can do this in real time and at no cost. So I'd like to now get into ways social media has changed American politics. One, it provides a direct contact with voters. Social media allows campaigns to speak directly to voters without spending a dime. Now, there is social media advertising, but a part of Facebook or Twitter or Pinterest, Instagram, it's free. On a non-advertising basis, doesn't cost the campaign a dime. Using the social media allows politicians to circumvent the paid media and also the earned media, which is the public relations, the PR aspect of publicity, which leads to number 2, not costing a dime. It's really advertising without having to pay for the advertising. Campaigns can produce commercials and publish them for free on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Here's an example of a Hillary Clinton ad in 2016. This is the last part of the ad I captured, where it says at the bottom, approved by Hillary Clinton campaign. So it's an ad, paid ad they put on for free on YouTube. Now, the added benefit, in addition to it being free and getting around the TV and radio cost, journalists might pick up the story idea, might pick up the ad and run with it. Here again, there's this ancillary effect and this viral effect, which leads to number 3, viral. Social media allows like-minded voters and activists to easily share news and information, campaign events, and such with each other. Now, previously we talked about a little bit about brand jacking. This is part of the brand jacking, where in politics sometimes you want followers to brand jack the message and make it go viral. So that's what the share on Facebook and retweet on Twitter for, to make these things go viral. President Trump in the campaign used and still is using Twitter a lot, and he said, "I like it because I can get my point of view out there, and my point of view is very important to a lot of people that are looking at me." So here's his Twitter page. Fourthly, you can tailor your message to the audience, similar to you wouldn't do an ad by on a show that reaches teenagers or young adults with a certain message that you're trying to reach, say over 60. Same thing with social media. You can tailor the message to the right demographics. Here again, one message for under 30 would not be as effective for over 60. So we're going to talk in a subsequent module about data analytics, but Facebook has a really robust data analytics program where you can really slice and dice getting to the right demographics with the right message. Social media used for fundraising. Campaigns today use social media to do what they call money bombing, to raise a large amount of cash in a short period of time, typically a 24-hour period, where you press your supporters to donate money, and often these money bombs are tied to a specific issue or emergency. Usually the emergency is lack of cash. We need to keep going. These things that come up, timely things that come up during the campaign, where you can leverage that message or that issue to make a call for 24-hour money bomb through social media. Social media also provides instant feedback and a way to gauge public opinion. Major value is, provides immediate, instantaneous feedback, and also by virtue of the feedback can gauge how the public is responding to an issue, campaign initiative, or even a controversy. And on top of that, gauging the message, gauging public opinion, you can get a feel for what's going on and adjust if you need to accordingly your approach and messages accordingly if it's not the feedback isn't coming back the way that you thought it might or were hoping it to. Okay, it's hip. Social media is hip. Social media, yes, it really appeals to millennials and the younger generations. It's very, very effective in not only appealing to, but engaging younger voters. Typically, the profile of a dedicated voter is an older American, but social media is a way of counteracting this, counterbalancing this, because it really energizes the younger voters. And President Obama in 2008 and 2012 used it very, very effectively, social media effectively, to tap into the power of social media. Eighth, and lastly, the power of the many. Social media tools have allowed Americans to join together to petition government and elected officials, and also leverage campaigns to work around lobbyists and other moneyed interests. It really is the great equalizer in getting folks involved with this direct message and getting them involved as the power of the many. Okay, this week's assignments. Now, I need you to do the readings and especially the 7 best practices for social media and political campaigns article. There's also an academic piece that I need you to read also. Um, as part of the assignments, you'll do the Hootsuite social media platform certification. Hootsuite, if you're not familiar with it, is a social media training platform. And then also, as part of the overall discussion assignment, there is a writing assignment as part of it for Facebook and Twitter post writing assignment. So read the directions carefully for the Hootsuite certification assignment, and it's 2 certifications, and also read the directions carefully for the discussion short essay assignment, as well as the additional Facebook and Twitter writing assignment. So that's it for week 3, social media. We will see you next week, and I thank you very much. Bye-bye.